So in this today's lecture, I'm going to cover the financing trade, how the current situation we have, and how we can use the blockchain, what are the role of blockchain can be, and corresponding benefits of applying blockchain in the financing trade. So this is the agenda we have. If we see the current trade scenario we have like this, so there are several stakeholders. Suppose if we want to transport, if someone wants to do trade, then a firm A wants to send some goods to firm D. Then in between, lots of the entities will be involved. Like suppose there are some producer of that, a kind of manufacturer. They will use certain container, and after that they will load all those goods on those container. Then they may hire some logistic partners. They will transport by using some uh, vehicles like truck, etc. There may be involved the corresponding ports, shipments, and then the recipient side port, and again the same vehicles for transporting. Maybe the recipient side may use again some logistic partners, and then at the receiver side, at, for example, if we say firm D wants to buy that, then they will unload those goods and they will receive. So this is a typical trade life cycle in very abstract fashion we have. And between these exporter and importer, lots of the paperwork, a kind of finance activities are involved through banks. And maybe that exporter may use some bank and importer may use some different banks. So all those financial activities are involved. So kind of export document presentation, fund payment, etc. So this current trade system is not efficient one. Several parties are involved. So it is a very simple scenario I am showing here. In average, if we talk, then around 12 to 15 parties are involved. Several documents, approximately on average 30 to 40 documents are exchanged. Automation is very less. Most of the thing is still in manual form. And because of that, several risks are involved, particularly the currency fluctuations and non-completion of particular activity or events. And hence, we see the result as a expensive financing structure. And that's why very little set of finance activity is done by a very specific group of people. So for that, we may have a blockchain enabled trade scenario. In that, all the entity can participate in a distributed fashion. And for a particular activity, we may have certain blockchain node, and accessing of the document and the permission to access those documents may be according to the role of that. So document access participant based on the role of that, and accordingly that participant will get permission. The visibility, the address compliance, and the fraud document state and origin known at all times because it is on the blockchain. Several contents will be available on that. For example, letter of credit, bill of lading, bill of exchange. So all these things can be on the blockchain. No, just 1 second. Yes. No reconciliation of or manual validation required here if we use blockchain. Ledger notes replicated with identical content via the distributed consensus mechanism. So those documents, those informations will be available to all the participants, and real life validations is possible here. So current statistics, not current, this is the statistics of 2018. So approximately 14 trillion plus $14 trillion plus in global trade is financed. And it takes around 3 to 4 weeks for verification of the document. And in billions, the potential cost saving by eliminating the paper. This much cost saving is possible. More than this figure is possible by using the technology, especially blockchain technology in this trade sector. Now, in trade finance, suppose if we talk about this very slide is representing a least secure and most secure kind of thing. So suppose we have exporter and importer. Then there may be two situations. For example, suppose exporters say that I want money before sending that goods. So a kind of advance payment. So this is the one situation. Another situation that suppose exporter is sending, and then importer when receive the goods, after that they're doing the payments. So in both situations, either importer is taking a risk or exporter is taking a risk. If importer is sending in advance, then definitely he have to wait for the delivery of that goods. And that is vice versa. So certain kinds of risk are involved in both cases. So an open account transaction, that is the goods are shipped and delivered before payment is due. And usually it takes 30 to 90 days. So this is the scenario we have. Second one, a kind of letter of credit. We will discuss in next slide in more detail. So certain kind of letter of credit is required. Some financing institutions are involved, and certain kind of contract happens, and financing is done here. Some document collections kind of thing is required at both ends, that is exporter and importer, so that they may have confidence on that. But all these things happen in a manual fashion. So it offers a means to convert export opportunity to sales by managing the risk associated with doing business internationally. Now, suppose if we use blockchain in this, then it will provide a certain kind of smart contract kind of thing, which will simplify the process and it will reduce the cost and involve time in that. So certain automation will be provided for the business workflow across the organizational boundaries. Transparency will be improved. Accuracy of the process workflow will be improved. Flexibility to model a variety of contracts. So, and hence, because of all these things, this workflow you can see, I will little bit I will discuss. The next thing, that is the secure shared ledger will be available to all the participants, which will provide an ambiguous view to all the participant on that, whether it is importer, exporter, financing institutions, common carrier, whatever. And all kind of letter of credit or bill of lading or certain drafts, etc. It will be on common store, and everyone can see and everyone can verify according to their rules. So this is a simple process workflow. Suppose this is the exporter and importer, it is a very simplified view. They can interact through their banks and the public investors are involved. So it is self-explanatory. You can see this like importer orders the code, exporters agrees to fill that order, then importer arranges some kind of letter of credit with its bank to have confidence before sending that. So that is the importer arranges some letter of credit with their bank, and after that you can see bank one sends its letter of credit to the exporter's bank, and after that certain kind of message exchange is going on. So you can see bank X advises exporter of letter of credit corresponding to that to the public investor, and exporter ships good to the importer. So you can see, so this is a very transparent scenario, and it can be uh, used, blockchain can be used for trade finance as well. So this is a very simplified scenario. The one best example for that, this is the IBM project, and they are using this vtrade.com. This is the link you can explore. So this is basically a blockchain-based international trading system, and it is a kind of consortium blockchain, and these banks, HSBC, KBC, Dutch Bank, so these are the banks, they are involved in that. It enables basically accurate trading posture information, order to settlement, control, risk coverage, tracking. So these type of things are involved. So this is the IBM project basically. The benefits of it, it will provide a real-time exchange of information on a secure platform that digitizes the transaction financing and other complex processes. Scalability that allows for a rapid international expansions as a business, as a regulatory, and the security of opportunity as well. Continual business and compliance for any regulatory environment, etc. So these are the basic application we can say that going on. So in near future, lots of the solutions are going on, and most of the company is going to adopt this in financial trading. So in next video lecture, I will talk about the some supply chain application in this finance trading. So enough for today.